Asa Michelazora, Olo Pireta e al Parehi, Beliore, Da Suodo Busader Oyal, Oyoresa Kasoyaja. So that was supposed to be the 18th Enochian key from the Satanic Bible, written by, of course, our buddy Anton LaVey. And the 18th Enochian key opens the gates of hell and casts up Lucifer and his blessing. So that's cool. We need a blessing right about now, right? So my interest in the occult started when I was very young, and we had this old beat up Psychology of Being Human book lying around the house, and in it was this cool photo of Anton LaVey in all of his bald-headed satanic glory. See, I had this coloring book. It's called Beasties, and this coloring book has a lot of interesting mythological creatures like the phoenix, Horus, mermaids, Pegasus, but at the very end, there is a coloring page about the devil, and the sigil of Baphomet is prominently displayed behind the devil. So I think this had a lot to do with me liking horror movies as well. So thanks to these two things, it spurred my interest in the occult. Beasties. So welcome to the occult episode of Bookworms. I'm going to show you some of my occult books. They're not the most rare or limited occult books, but they mean a lot to me. So we'll start off with this one. This one's amazing. It's called The History of Hell by Alice Kate Turner. And this is everything that you would want to know about the hell that we know. And it says if they ever get to running bus tours through hell, that this book will make an excellent onboard guide. And let's look at the chapters of this History of Hell. The Great Below, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, classical Hades, Platonic Hell, Gnosticism, the Descent into Hell, and apocalyptic tours of hell. So if you ever want to know anything about hell, then this is the one for you. I would highly recommend that. Now I have another book about hell, and this is the encyclopedia. So this is the A to Z of the underworld. It is a comprehensive survey of the underworld, drawing information from cultures around the globe and eras throughout history. Peruse these pages and find out for yourself what history's greatest imaginations have envisioned awaiting the wicked on the other side of the grave. So that's inspiring, right? The Encyclopedia of Hell. Let's see, we'll talk about Bobby Gould in Hell. The Devil's Reign. Remember that one? That was a good movie. Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. Lucifer, of course, you got to have that. In fact, didn't we just cast him up? And all sorts of cool things about hell. If you can find cool things about hell, then they're going to be in this book. So, keeping with the hell vibe, I have this one. I haven't even opened it up yet because I don't want to. I do, but I don't. This is Hell in Japanese Art. And this thing is like huge. Look at that thing. It's huge. It weighs a ton. So someday maybe you and I will open this book together sometime. Maybe during the art section of an episode of Bookworms. Hell in Japanese Art. So I picked this one up at the swap meet a few years ago, and this is called The Black Art by Rollo Ahmed, with an introduction by Dennis Wheatley. The Black Art. This was published First published in 1936, but of course this is a reprinted edition from 1994. But the black art, and we have chapters of the earliest records of black magic, the ancient black magic of the East, necromancy and magic, the Dark Ages, shows how a satanic wave flooded the whole of Europe during the Dark Ages. That's cool. That's good to know. Black magic and sex rites, primitive races and black magic. So you get the idea that this book is about black magic, not just the black arts. So, and I think I'm going to read it after this episode, Black Art. So here's another book that I picked up probably at a swap meet somewhere. This is the Necromantic Ritual book. And it says, the Necromantic Ritual book is a lamp unto the realm of shadows, dispelling fear through understanding. And hey, that's pretty positive, right? Usually black magic and necromancy are sort of negative connotations, but here they want to help you out. It says the rituals in this book, and there's a bunch of rituals in here, are intended to align one's soul with death energy. And one might ask, what is death energy? Simply expressed, it is the current of transition and the essence of melancholy. So you can check out your life force and bask with the angel of death in this book. We should try some of these sometime. That's a good one. This one I had when I was a teenager, and it's called The Book of Ceremonial Magic. And it's by the infamous Arthur Edward Waite. You know that guy. Part 1 is the literature of all ceremonial magic. And part 2 is the complete grimoire. So take a look at some evil spirits. I want to see some, what names do we have? Let's see here. Ooh, yeah, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Astaroth. Wow, some names that I can't even pronounce. Maybe I shouldn't pronounce. I don't want some demon knocking on my door. So this one is how to make amulets, charms, and talismans, what they mean and how to use them. And this is almost like an occult craft book. In fact, this might be the only occult craft book that I have in my collection. Have you ever known that you are under the gaze of an evil eye? Need a bit more luck to pull you through a tough spot? Hoped that you could make this certain someone yours? If so, help is at hand. Amulets, Charms, and Talisman is a book that can show you how to make a helpful hand to ward off the evil eye, to bind hearts. Here's a charm to cure fever. The Talisman of Jupiter. Runic Love Charm. Lodestone Amulet. Love Beads. Pocket Full of Passion Amulet. And one of my favorites here is the Triangle Against Blindness. So, well, I'll have to somehow put these somewhere so you guys can look at them, maybe even try them out. So if you are in need of any of those things, then this book is for you. So, let's see, what's next? Okay, so this is one of my favorite books ever. Occult, photography, history, whatever. It's called The Soul of Africa. I bought this in Hawaii a few years ago, and this book is amazing. So this book penetrates to the heart of African religion, and it's got some amazing photos. I wish I could share them all with you. But, okay, here's one. An initiate cuts his tongue as a sign of strength. I don't know if you can see that or not. He's cutting his tongue to prove what a badass he is. And you know what? He's pretty badass. Exorcisms, possessions. And, oh, this is a good one right here. This guy is in the throes of possession. You can see that. He's in the throes of possession. The Soul of Africa. Magical rites and traditions. So, that's a heavy one too. Okay, so these books are like those Time Life books. If you don't remember, you get these books in the mail, and they're these really tough hardcover books. And this is a series called Man, Myth, and Magic, an illustrated encyclopedia of the supernatural. A lot of this stuff came out in the 70s, these encyclopedias, and this one is the Encyclopedia of the Supernatural. So we got lucky on that one. So this, I think there's 24 of them. I only have a few left over. I sold a few. This one, and check this out, South America. So another animal ritual thing is happening there. The skull, sirens, sin, Shiva, ship, Shinto. Yeah, these are cool. This one's got an owl on it. Let me see, I got this bookmarked. Oh yeah. This one's got a cool cat, black cat with an upside down cross. So I think this is about superstitions. Swedish witchcraft, Syria and Palestine, Taoism, tattooing. Look at these guys. So yeah, I wish I would have had the whole set, but somehow they got sold or lost. I actually have the magazine set of Man, Myth, and Magic, the complete volume. So this is very cool to have around the house during Thanksgiving. So I think the last one I'm going to do is this one. It's the Pictorial History of Magic and the Supernatural. And I picked this up at a bookstore in Alpine somewhere. Look at that back cover. It's actually a sugar skull is what that is. But this is pictorial history. What is magic? A belief in occult forces has existed since the very earliest times, and magical rituals have pervaded every part of human development. So, rituals of the Druids, the Mayas, ancient Egypt, and Tibet. Headhunters, sorcerers, medicine men, witches, werewolves, fertility rites, voodoo, macumba, and black masses. So this is what I like to look at when I need some me time. And we look at the sorcerer's dance in Australia, or rebirth, Middle Ages in the pyramids, elements and essences, some alchemy, witches' Sabbath. But what I really like about this book, and we've gone full circle, literally, is that we have on the cover the sigil of Baphomet. Once again, we become full circle. So, I got this book. It's black. I'm not even going to show you what it is. I'm afraid to. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Occult episode of Bookworms. Hopefully we get life back on track again soon. If not, there's a spell in here we can probably say together to kind of get us where we need to be. And I think next episode we're going to talk about some of my punk rock books, because that's also equally as influential. So you guys have a good one, and we will see you next.